everyone, welcome back to Fish Hunt Northwest. We're here in the kitchen for our recipe of the week, and what do we have today, Chef?
We have some venison cube steak here, so we're going to make some chicken fried steak.
Ooh,
yes.
My dad's favorite.
Yes, and I think it's everybody's favorite across the country. You know, I've lived all over the place, and probably the #1 dish across the board, yes, that people make with venison is their chicken fried steak.
Okay, but I bet you're going to do it a little different.
Yes, I'm going to show you my white gravy that I serve with it, and I'm going to show you how I make my roasted garlic mash also.
Oh.
Okay?
Soon?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so of course, we're going to use a cube steak, and you can buy your own cuber, just run it through a couple different directions, and then you're good. Another technique you can also use is a jacquarder. Just look it up and Google it, and you'll find them. They're about 40 bucks. And basically it's like a little tool that, I don't know, it looks like about that big. And as you press on it, a whole bunch of needles comes out, and it does the same thing.
So it separates the fibers.
It just cuts those fibers, and then just do a couple different directions, do both sides.
Okay.
And there you go, okay?
I'm fancy. Do it yourself.
Okay, so let's start on our dredge first. And so we're going to start with a wet dredge.
Okay.
Here's your eggs, a couple of eggs.
Okay.
And I like to actually
fork
to whip them up first, separately, instead of chasing them around in the milk.
Okay.
I kind of guarantee that they're all mixed up correctly.
So your wet is just milk and eggs?
Milk and eggs, okay? Pretty standard.
Yep.
Here, take that gun.
All right.
Actually, no, hold on. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was
just
probably
wait until
like...
you completely let go.
Right.
Yeah.
I was probably about half a cup of milk. Okay, now take it.
Thank you.
Okay, so these are 1/4 cups, so...
Wilson will get the egg that I dropped along the way to the sink.
Can't take it anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna season our flour. Pretty on the heavy side because, of course, not all the seasoning is gonna get on here.
Wow.
I know.
I know. You always have to get your arm workout. Kosher salt.
Kosher salt. A little bit of garlic, granulated garlic. I don't like garlic powder.
Granulated, no powder.
Okay. Okay, so now we're good on that.
Just mix that up.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to season our steaks.
So you put seasoning on everything, basically.
Yeah, we're going to season throughout. So we're going to season our steak, and we're going to season our breading. There you go. Okay, fresh ground black pepper. You ain't getting into this. No,
yes, I am.
It's been a long day.
Yes, I am. I've decided to cheat once a week now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So bread away.
Bread away. Okay. Okay, we're getting in all those little cramps.
You do the dry first?
I do the dry first. So it's going to be dry, wet, dry. So you can see there's like little nooks and crannies. Just kind of really work it in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you're wet.
All in there.
Back into your dry. And really,
double dip.
Yes, kind of double dip-ish.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't kidding about really putting some breading on there.
No, just try to get it all in there. Okay, good. All right, same thing. Let's do 2. I'm hungry today.
Both hungry.
We could do a little arm wrestle for this,
Oh yeah, I think I can take you.
You think so, huh? Get your big girl pants on today.
I have my ways.
Oh, yeah.
Dwayne's a big guy, too.
Oh, I know, right? So give me a towel, please.
Okay.
Okay, so your chicken fried steak, if you were to realistically try and make this ahead of time, that would be the best way to do it, and try to get that crust to kind of dry on there. It's going to stick better. It's going to make a better crust on there. And if you really want to do it truly correctly, I would probably put it on a rack so that you have air circulating underneath the bottom also.
Oh, so I've seen it like in restaurants that I've worked at. They have them on the racks.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, if you can get rid of that stuff.
We might want to arm wrestle later for the cleanup.
Okay, so now we're going to work on our white gravy. So as you see, I have some bacon that I rendered off earlier. That's about 3 strips of bacon I diced up. We're going to add a little bit more fat to it.
Okay.
So we're probably trying to equal out at about a 1/4 cup.
Let's just go wipe this off.
About a 1/4 cup of fat and a
Okay.
1/4 cup of flour.
And so this is called roux?
Yes, this is roux.
Correct?
Okay, so it's a fat, equal parts fat and flour, and then.
So is there different types of roux?
You know, the Cajuns have a different idea about what roux is. They believe that roux should be oil and flour. I grew up cooking in French restaurants, went to French culinary school, and I believe that it should be fat. It should be butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's where you studied.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna try to toast this. How I talked about the Cajuns. They make gumbo. We're gonna talk about gumbo, some other time. Definitely, that's another go-to thing for a lot of different game.
Okay.
So, as you can see, it's fairly white right now. We're looking for like kind of a blonde, dirty blonde, maybe like this color.
Ashy blonde, maybe.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I don't know that I like that term either. Oh well. Beach blonde.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll go there.
Whatever. Just not a yellow.
Yeah, not yellow. Okay, we're almost getting there.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to add our milk here in a second. And what we're trying not to do is we're trying not to make clumps in here. And so the way you're going to make clumps is just go womp and just go all your liquid right in there. You can kind of help it along by adding hot liquid into your roux.
Oh, okay.
That will help, but it still is not 100%. What's a better technique is to add it in small increments, whisk, smaller increments, whisk, and then there you go. Okay, so basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to cook out that raw flour flavor, but we're not trying to go for like, a really dark roux.
Well, yeah, and you don't want to bite into a clump of flour.
Yes, right? Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of our milk.
I can see how that, yeah. Smells delicious again. All right.
Okay, so what I had was 1/4 cup of fat, 1/4 cup of flour, and about 2.5 cups of milk.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to add the rest of our milk almost. We're still trying to fight not having clumps. So just keep on whisking away.
Whisk, whisk, whisk.
Whisk, whisk, whisk.
And there you have it.
There we go. Okay, go ahead, take that. Okay, so while that is coming together here, we're going to go ahead and drop our chicken fried steaks.
Okay.
Now, I think it goes without saying that there's people who believe that chicken fried steak needs to be cooked in the pan. I just don't believe that, because when you cook it in the deep fryer, go ahead, get rid of that. When you cook it in the deep fryer, it doesn't have the weight of itself crushing the crust. And that's not what we want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
let's make sure we don't forget about our gravy.
does it make it more, what does it do in the pan?
Well, what it does is it makes flat spots. And like if you make fried chicken in the pan, you'll see what I mean. It has like flat spots and you don't have that light, fluffy, feathery kind of crust.
Yeah, this is surrounded by the grease, so you don't have that, the pressure. Yep.
Right.
Okay. Looks really good. Ooh.
Tons of black pepper.
Can you hear me?
Can you go ahead and get that mash out of the microwave?
Oh, sure. Yay.
So I made some mash earlier. And I wanted to hold off on putting the garlic in separately. So I made some roasted garlic. All I did is I cut the top off of the garlic, put a little bit of oil and a little bit of salt, and then I cover with some foil, make sure the foil doesn't touch, and then just throw it in the oven. I threw it on 350 for like an hour and a half, but
okay.
You know, if you like a little darker, you know, go for
longer.
A little longer.
There's no reason to turn up the heat and rush it.
No. Okay. So there's our roasted garlic.
So
you can
what
see the color on it. It's really nice nut brown color.
What's this that you added?
I had heavy cream.
Heavy cream, okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to add some lubrication to kind of keep it all mashed up.
Okay. And you want this in the microwave
for like 20 seconds.
Wow.
Good. Okay, so
there you go. Ooh.
So I'm just going to mash this up. You know, this roasted garlic is really soft and mushy, and so we're just going to crush it and add it right to our mash.
Doesn't a lot of places just add it in the beginning when you're cooking it?
Yeah, you know, I've had, you know, you get 10 chefs together, they're gonna all have the same agreement that the other 10 guys are all, you know, other 9 guys are all doing it wrong. So,
okay.
You know, we all have different opinions on things.
Whoop.
Yeah, no problems. The thing is that, you know, they'll take that, your garlic cloves and then just throw them right into your mash, like your potatoes while you're cooking and boiling it, and then call that, and just grind it all up all together, and they call that roasted garlic mash. It's not, it's not even close.
Loses the flavor.
Yeah, it doesn't have that caramely, roasted garlic flavor that we're really, really looking for.
Okay, so...
What are you doing over there?
You're just trying to make the biggest mess.
Me? No,
because I trash talked.
See, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
just mix that all in there. You can see chunks of garlic and goodness. And
Yeah.
let's throw some parsley in there. We need some color.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now that's roasted garlic mash.
Yes.
Okay.
It's better than what I've seen in restaurants, that's for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no doubt about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Full of flavor.
Get my plate all messy here. Okay, so we're gonna just start plating. We're gonna get a little bit of mash in the middle. I like a lot of mash. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you don't remember me doing was seasoning this. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of our our chicken bouillon.
Oh yeah, you add that for a little more flavor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had probably
Just
like
adds
half
a
of
little
that.
something.
Yeah. And this is kind of to your taste. And it's going to add a little bit of salt level to it too. Okay, so let's taste for seasoning real quick. I'll need some more salt.
Always better to add it. Oh, it smells so good.
I'm going to add a little bit more of our bouillon. Can you give me another spoon?
Sure.
I'll trade you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
To say the least.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, hurry up and plate it up so that we can get to it too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not fair. Oh. All right.
And there you go, guys. There is
So good.
chicken
A
fried
little bit of parsley.
venison steak. That is truly
So
doing
worth
it
the
justice.
wait. Yes, it is. So while we dig in, we're going to throw it back to the guys in the studio.